back to what I wanted to show you. In 2009, Fiona Broome was the first to notice something strange. Large groups of people were sharing the same memories, and those memories didn't match reality. Not isolated mistakes, but collective ones. She later called this the Mandela Effect. I'm sure you already heard of it. The timing is interesting because it's exactly the same period when the Large Hadron Collider was being switched on and tested. The first beam circulated in 2008, and the first major collisions happened in 2009. Two completely different things happening at the same time. On one side, the largest physics experiment in history begins operating, and on the other, people start noticing that their shared memories don't line up with recorded reality. It may be nothing. It may be coincidence, but the overlap in timing is hard to ignore, and that's why this connection keeps coming up again and again. Not as proof of anything, but just as a pattern that feels a little too strange to be random. Do you remember the Monopoly Man? Did he have a monocle or not? Well, the official version says he never had one, but a large segment of the population remembers him with a monocle. I remember him clearly with a monocle. This is something I really wanted to share in this video because it's really messing me up. So if he didn't have a monocle, why does the Monopoly Man appear wearing one in the movie?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and you must be the Monopoly guy. Hey, thanks for the free parking.
And not just that. Here's an article from a 2004 newspaper that mentions this common memory of the Monopoly Man wearing a monocle. One of many old references that describe the Monopoly Man with a monocle. And all of this is kindly confirmed by Max Lowen, known as the world's smartest kid, who strangely disappeared from the internet after his famous video.
What happened was we made this universe sort of out of balance, and our universe...
Because of the collider, the super collider?
Yeah, we altered the weight of a single electron, which I believe shifted us into a parallel universe.
Suggesting that reality doesn't exist as one single fixed timeline. Instead, there are many parallel versions of reality that exist at the same time. These versions are almost identical, but not completely. There are small differences between them. Most of the time they're so small that we don't notice them. Max's idea is that sometimes we move from one version of reality to another, and when that happens, things that we remember from the previous version don't always match what exists in the current one. He believes that this is what the Mandela Effect is. Not a memory error, but a mismatch between what we remember and the version of the reality that we're currently in. The differences are small in theory, maybe just 1%, but on a human level, that 1% can feel very large. Now look at this image. You see the red on the Coca-Cola can, right? Well, if I zoom in, there's actually no red in this picture. No red pixels at all. Now I'm zooming out, and the red appears, and most people still see red. This image shows how unstable our perception really is. It shows that what we experience as reality is already a mix of what's out there and what the brain adds on top. So when something feels off, when memory and reality don't match, the problem isn't simple. It could be memory, it could be perception, or it could be something deeper, like CERN. These institutions publish their agendas, their brochures, their official research topics. They talk about space and time, black holes, wormholes, quantum physics, entanglement. That becomes the accepted narrative, but as a regular person, you have no real way to verify any of this. You can't check a black hole. You can't observe a wormhole, and you can't see subatomic particles. You don't have access to those places. You don't have the tools, and you don't have the raw data. So what ends up happening is that they explain the invisible, and we're expected to accept the explanation, not because we can confirm it, but because we can't. Not because it's necessarily wrong, but because it's structurally impossible for most people to verify. That creates a gap between what is happening and what can be independently checked, and that gap is where trust replaces verification.
Now they want to do a